Welcome to the check-in, folks. We'll be starting in 1 second. We're gonna ride out.
I have been dangerous now. Not be heard with their spell down. People spot you being good. People spoke so you be dead. So you be dead. So strong, right faces, you punch. Great fingers, kick me. You're living, stab me. You're bleeding. I have been angerous now. You throwing rock at me. Hit iron, it no hurt me. I'm strong, you're not. You're not. I predict, die for fighting. I'm clearing, die for ending. Will be, I will beat you. Our schedule is fermenting. I pick out hunting outfit. Don't want my plans to die. Deep close to bring you, beat you. You'll be bitten down tonight. I'm so fucking tough, I'm so fucking tough, that's right. I'm so fucking tough, I'm so fucking tough, that's right. I'm so fucking tough, I'm so fucking tough, that's right. I'm so fucking tough, I'm so fucking tough, that's right. You're in the bad, you're as dumb as sand. You're my fucking bad, you're my poor man. You will understand, you are such a fan. You think you're so tough, you're a living bluff. I won't put you down, I won't make you bow. I will make you bleed, I am filled with speed. I cannot feel pain, I'm my PSA. I am victory, I'm running to me. I missed on your face. You hate this. I feel great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, folks. Welcome to the check-in where the show never ends. Jussie. Jussie Smollet is a lying black nigger. Yes, I'm calling him that. He's a lying black nigger. I'm calling him that. I have no problem with calling him that. That's today's topic. He's a lying black nigger. Nigger, not Nigga. He's a lying black nigger. All right. And I also want to talk about a conspiracy that is going on. A lot of people are putting Lee Daniels and Kamala Harris into this scenario, and they're saying that they drummed up this whole debacle that is sweeping the nation at right now. If you're late to the show, which I am, Mr. Jussie, I call him Juicy. I don't call him Jussie. I call him Juicy. Jussie Smollett pretty much made a false report saying that 2 white men with MAGA hats ran down on him. You know, lassoed a noose around his neck, poured bleach on him, and was pretty much beating him like an old Virginia slave. That was in the police report. That's what he reported. But come to find out, these 2 white men were more like 2 Nigerian brothers. And what were MAGA hats were ordinary red hats. And Jussie Smollett drummed up this plan. And a lot of people are saying that he drummed up this plan because he was getting written off the show. Let's be honest. People don't watch Empire like they once did. People don't watch Empire. Back in the day, people were talking about Empire, Power, in the same light. Everybody was talking about these 2 shows. And Power just kept going up in popularity while Empire kept phasing out. People don't watch Empire. I don't hear anybody talking about the latest Empire episode or, what Cookie doing or, nobody's talking about these things. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this show. This young man is making $100,000 an episode. $100,000. He gave these 2 Nigerian brothers $3,000 not a piece. He gave him $3,000. He told him split that right there. And they pretty much did what was asked. And these two Nigerian brothers, they worked on the set of Empire. And now that all of the pieces are falling down and everything's being put back into place, and the police have pretty much done an excellent job in terms of investigating such a miscellaneous crime. And, you know, the shit has hit the fan for old Jussie Smollett. And it's shine time for you. You know, a day ago, he was just coming out of the priest. He was coming out of the prison. He was looking all disheveled. He was looking... He was looking like the shit hit the fan. He fired his former lawyer. He's hired a crisis management PR person. It's shine time, Jussie. It's shine time. You up here being a lying black nigger. It's shine time, man. You didn't think niggas was gonna put the pieces together? Oh no, my brother. And let's get back to Jussie Smollett, because there's a lot of things I want to lay out. This is going to be really layered. A lot of people are talking about Lee Daniels and Kamala Harris being at the forefront of this debacle and having something to do with this whole conspiracy that is going on with Jussie Smollett. Excuse me. Kamala Harris. She is, I believe she's a senator. She's running for president in 2020, and she is friends with Mr. Jussie Smollett. And she was, you know, posting things in terms of support of Jussie Smollett. She was outright, and she was loud and outspoken when she was talking about Jussie Smollett being harassed and hurt and abused. And she was, you know, trying to use this situation, you know, to bring awareness to her presidential campaign. Excuse me. She was trying to use this whole debacle as a, you know, something like, you know, using this whole debacle as a presidential, you know, issue. Using this, you know, because she's friends with this young man. He's been at the dinner she's had. They have close connections, and she's even put out a press statement saying that she's devastated and that she's deeply saddened about, you know, what Jussie is doing and what he's been doing. But no, Kamala Harris. This is your boy. Did you, allegedly, have something to do with this whole debacle? You're running for president, you know, you're trying to get into office, or did you use this young man? Did you use this young man as a token? Did you use him as a stunt to bring awareness to the LGBT and to hatred for black people by, i.e., Donald Trump and his supporters? Let's peel back the layers. And I'm going to get to Lee Daniels, but let's focus on Kamala Harris. Is Kamala Harris using Jussie Smollett for a presidential campaign run? Was she trying to use him as a stunt to show how racist, how homophobic, and how much hatred is in America? Was she trying to use his debacle and his scenario to try to catapult her into the White House? Let's peel back the layers. because they are friends. They have pictures together. She was one of the first people to come out in support of Mr. Jussie Smollett. Is she in on the whole debacle? Did she try to use this, and did she, try to, kind of coax him into, you know, doing this whole thing to try to, sway people's thoughts and minds and hearts into believing that, two white men, and that the country is so full of hatred, so full of homophobic ideals, to try to use that issue to catapult her into the White House. Now let's look at Mr. Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels has reportedly paid Dame Dash $2 million. The man is trying to get his ones up. The law, the settlement was posted. He is supposed to give Damon Dash, court ordered, $2 million. Would it be safe to say that he is trying to bring awareness to Empire? Is he trying to build his show even more? Because this story was everywhere. The story was everywhere. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing this story, seeing this story. Was he trying to bring the ratings up for this failed show? Nobody cares about Empire. Nobody's watching Empire. Nobody gives a fuck about Empire. I don't. People that I know, my close family, my friends, they don't watch Empire. They don't care about Empire. It's too much foo-foo, fussy hole, batty boy. I'm just playing, but it's too much. That's what a lot of people say, though. They say that it's a lot of things on that show that is trying to push the gay agenda. So, would it be safe to say that Lee Daniels was trying to get his ones up, trying to get his 20s and 10s and 50s up, by bringing the ratings up, by using this situation and catapulting his show to a higher rating? I think that the evidence is there. The evidence is there. Now, I'm not saying that, this is just a theory of mine, but I think it's enough evidence there to show that this was a planned and well-orchestrated attempt to bring the ratings up for one, Empire, and to use this whole debacle as an issue for a presidential campaign. Now let's go back to Mr. Jussie Smollett. He is facing a maximum of 3 years for a fake police report. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I want to see the steel bracelets on this young man, respectfully. Not the leopard bracelets, the steel bracelets on this young man. This man wasted taxpayer money on this whole debacle. This man wasted police, police activity, he wasted police investigation. He wasted the taxpayers' money. He wasted time and effort. Protesters and people that were supporting him, he wasted their time and effort to a fake, false issue. Mr. Jussie Smollett, a lying, conniving black nigger, respectfully. And I would like to say, I think we should look deeper into i.e. Kamala Harris, and to Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels is a finesser. Lee Daniels is a scammer. Lee Daniels scammed Dame Dash out of $2 million. Didn't pay him back. That man had to run down on that man at a Diana Ross concert. I think people should look deeper into Lee Daniels scamming. Because he scammed Dame Dash. Was Lee Daniels the mastermind of this poor executed attempt to try to bring awareness to an issue and try to, use this issue as a way to gain ratings, one, to somewhat, get a higher pay grade for a show and for a presidential campaign. I think that the theory is a well-placed theory. And that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that it's concrete. This is all alleged. But the evidence is there. And Mr. Jussie Smollet makes $100,000 an episode. $100,000, ladies and gentlemen. He paid these two Nigerian brothers $3,000. Not $3,000 a piece, but $3,000 to split. These little niggas up in the shop buying nooses and masks and red hats. Jussie Smollett, it's shine time. And just like I said, I want to see the steel bracelets on this man. I want this man doing a minimum of 2 years for wasting the taxpayers' money, for wasting the police effort, wasting the law officers' time and effort, wasting the people on the front lines for civil rights issues, wasting their time and effort. And I'm true and living. That's my take. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for joining me.